All right, let's try it again. Hi everyone, I'm Siris Rivas and I'm waiting for my lovely friend Vivi to see if she will hop on here. We're going to be talking about no sex. No sex for you. And we tried before to jump on here and it didn't really work, but hopefully this time it will. So what would it take? As I'm even saying this, I'm getting that I'll be a lot more space about this topic. It seems to bring up a lot of charge for people. Sex and no sex brings up a lot of charge. And what I would like to focus more on is the no sex part today, which is not something that is really discussed, but it definitely seems to be a consideration for many. So, what would it take? Yeah. Excellent. All right, cool. It looks like it's still not letting me add her on. That's really interesting. It wants me to add on everybody else. Okay, so what is going on? So what do you know about no sex? One of the things that is really interesting is that when I first was looking at sex in the way that Access Consciousness looks at it, which is really different, it was really surprising to me because it totally lightened up my world. And as many of you have, if you've watched any of the videos before, you've practiced any Access Consciousness tools, what's true for you makes you feel lighter, actually makes you smile, even if it's something that you're not necessarily wanting to look at or you haven't considered before. And what's not true for you makes you heavier. Whoa, that. So, so one of the things that I'm looking to, let's see, I think I'm going to try something else here. One of the things that I'm looking at here is to actually have a sense of more space for all of us with no sex and with sex. And so with sex in Access Consciousness, it's actually about receiving. So it's not about copulation where you bring the two body parts together. It's about receiving. How a lot of us use if we're having sex or not as a guide to see if we're receiving or not. And what if you could actually receive from everything and everyone around you, no matter if you're copulating or bringing body parts together in your life? And I'm also wondering how much you're actually interacting with bodies that you haven't considered. So how much fun can we have with this topic, including the no sex part of it, and go from there? I see you, Vivi, that you're watching, and it doesn't say, you might be in a poor signal area perhaps, because I can barely see your name or picture, and that might be part of it. So what would it take to change that? So I'm going to keep talking and free-flowing here until Vivi can get on, and then we'll get some more information in Portuguese, because Vivi speaks Portuguese and Spanish and English and who knows what else. Energy, it's a language. So, gosh. So, where are you receiving already that isn't about copulating? Where are you receiving from the sounds and different textures on your skin, from the breeze, from smells and tastes, from all of your senses, and you haven't acknowledged that because it hasn't shown up as sex, as copulation? And how much more yummy can all of that receiving be for you? How much more ease and fun could you have with all of that you're receiving? And also, you can have that with copulation and with sex. So, for me, I remember when I used to be chronically sick and chronically in pain, one of the ways that I shifted that was by looking at the ways that was enjoyable for me to have fun with my body, because I was in so much pain and I was so congested and I was having this bronchitis and the sinus infections all the time. And it was like, wow, this can't be it. This can't be everything, right? There has to be something more possible. Yeah, okay, I see that you don't have an image or sound. Go ahead and request to join on again, Vivian, see if that works. But I appreciate your contribution here energetically until you can get on. So that's the other thing too, like Vivi's trying to get on here so we can talk, and maybe we'll just have to do another video, it's fine. But even me just saying, wow, look at all the ways that I'm receiving, and that's outside of sex. And now let's look at all the ways that I'm receiving that's with sex. And sex is strutting your stuff. It's when you have that confidence, when you're just like, I got this. I know where I'm going. I know what I desire. I know that I look amazing in this outfit. Like all of that. That's actually the energy of sex. And so how much more of that acknowledgement of what's really true for you are you willing to have? So that anybody and anything that interacts with you in the world, you're like, I'm still going to be me no matter what. You have that confidence. You have that assuredness that you're here and you got it. And you're going that way. And it's toward the life that you really would like to have. So, again, how much are you already receiving that is not sex, that's no sex? Interesting. And how much are you receiving that is sex? And would you be willing to let all those points of views, any of the lies, any of the judgments that you have around that, would you be willing to let it go? Would you be willing to choose beyond all that? So one of the exercises that I really like, hi Chris, is to actually pick a particular sense. Like let's say it's smells or tastes or sounds. Right now for me it's sounds. I was waking up this morning and I was on a call with a client, and during the call, right outside my window was this bird going tweet, 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 and singing and everything. And it just brought the biggest smile to my face. And I was like, hi. Thank you for gifting to me. Like, hi. And it was really lovely. It was really wonderful to receive the energy of the bird through the sounds. And for many of you, like music lovers out there, you will really get this. And also what else is possible beyond the music. So there's the different cooing and laughter. Like I love hearing different laughter. I love playing with different laughter. And so what if you picked a certain sense? Let's say for right now we can play with sound. And what are some of the sounds that when you hear them remind you more of what's actually true for you? That bring that smile to your face, that lightness that we were talking about. We were talking about, that it actually is like, expands your world and, your body, and you're like, yes, yes, yes. And so those bird sounds are definitely one of those for me. People laughing is that too. Perhaps is a certain instrument playing, the sounds of water flowing. Yeah, and ask for whatever those sounds and that awareness to show up for you. Gosh, maybe it's like, my brother and my siblings sometimes, we would do really goofy, like, body sounds, like, pretend like we were farting, like, that kind of stuff, like, or those, zerberts, as we called them, from the Cosby Show. I don't know if you remember what the zerberts are, where it's like when you, like, make that air sound on someone's abdomen, and it makes, like, a funny sound. Like, what if it can be really silly but it brings a smile to your face? Like, like, what if there wasn't any significance to all the different ways that we could receive, and that we could know, yeah, this is me, this is what's true for me. And what are those sounds that actually remind you of everything that's not true for you? That is really, like, not fun for you. Like, for me, is really high-pitched, tinny, kind of metallic sounds. Like, I love almost every music, but there's some industrial metal, like rock music, that I can't really do for too long, because that tinniness is really uncomfortable in a way that's, like, really contractive to my body. Like, I literally want to, like, hide and ugh. And so that's not what's true for me, and so I don't choose to be around that. For other people, it might be screaming, but like a certain type of tone and energy with that yelling. For some people, they like the yelling. That, you know, they have really loud families, and that actually reminds them of home and what's fun for them. So for some people, the sound, it's really going to be different for each of us. Some of the things that some of us really like with sound, other people would be like, absolutely not. And just do what works for you and choose what works for you. What are the sounds that are like absolutely like, nope, that's not pleasant for me. That's really not, absolutely not what I'm gonna be, what's gonna work for me, and it's joyful for me. That there's another one with an animal. When I hear like the chopping of the jaws of a crocodile or a gator, like cha cha cha, when their jaws are like slamming together, their teeth are slamming together, that's really not fun for me. And so I'm not just asking you to have this just to have this. It's actually to have this awareness so that you can actually use this to your advantage. So what if you could ask for those sounds to show up, so to give you really clear information about, don't go there, don't choose that, don't talk to that person when you hear those sounds. And it could be just in your head where you hear them, but it's going to give you that information about like, nope, don't do it. And then also the ones that bring you joy and are really happy for you can be like all the ones that you came up with when we asked that question can be the information about that will actually be like, okay, choose that, go there, talk to that person, go to that place, add that to your life. And so for the sounds that are really unpleasant for you, maybe it's information for be like, let's not have that in our lives anymore. Let's choose something different. It's kind of just asking you to pivot and move in a different direction, so that you can have more of that lightness and more of what's true for you. The sex that's you receiving you and strutting and knowing that, yeah, I got this. This is what's actually working for me. This is what's moving me toward an awesome life that's beyond my wildest imaginings. So play around with that. Let me know how it goes for you. And I'll be right back and doing another video with Vivi and see if we can work out these tech issues. But hopefully this was a contribution to you, and I will talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.